And we are live. So, what's going on, everybody? We are back for another Speakers Magazine live issue reveal. It is August 2021. The crew is back together. We got myself, Brian Oles, founder here at Black Speakers Network. We got the one and only Pam Perry in the building, Detroit, Michigan. Stand up. Obviously, founder and creator of the amazing Speakers Magazine. And so we have Miss Cier Black. She is no stranger to the written word, always creating such an awesome cover story. And August 2021 is no exception. And we have our special guest. There it is. Oh, we got Peppy as well, as always. And we have Laticia, Nicole, Beatty in the building, who's right down the road right now at a speaking engagement at the National Harbor right here in Maryland. And so what's going on, y'all?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hey, welcome everybody. So National Harbor, she's kind of like in your neck of the word over there.
Yeah. Right down the street.
That's what he said. Right down the street. Beautiful. Yep. It is so beautiful.
Who are you speaking to? Like what's the what event are you at?
I am a network marketer. I'm a director in Surge 365. So it's 125 people downstairs. I just spoke this morning and I'm speaking again this evening. And so I'm really, really excited to help them build wealth, to speak life into their finances and to their business.
Very
good. Thanks for fitting us into your schedule today.
I know, right?
If you have time, I think Mahogany Books, which is a Black-owned bookstore, is in National Harbor. If you can scoot out and go over there and say hi. Speakers Magazine is over there in their store.
Wow.
It's open. Yeah. Yeah.
Walk in with your cardboard right there behind you, Laticia.
I know. It'd be like, well, I think that was the one thing I got the most. Like I did network marketing in college, and that actually helped me get out of my comfort zone a lot. I think that combined with Toastmasters really helped me, particularly when it came to making phone calls, talking with people. I mean, we were walking around Barnes and Noble meeting strangers. Like, I don't think people do that anymore, but generally speaking, like it helped a lot with the public speaking skills, delivering presentations, follow up. So that was team building. So that was a really, really big part of the foundation of a lot of the stuff that we do now. So I think
it is really true. Cool. That is so true. I did Mary Kay when probably about 20 years ago. I love Gloria Mayfield Banks, but it really showed me how to warm chatter people that you don't know. I guess we call it warm chatter. Like you talk to people and then you just kind of get to know them. And then you really say, well, have you ever done Mary Kay or that kind of thing? It was such great training in terms of really people skills. I really do. It's networking. It really is. It's just networking on steroids. It's word of mouth, really advertising.
Networking with a clear purpose there. It really is. And you're in the hope business, helping other people pursue empowerment and helping them learn how to speak to other people without fear, false evidence appearing real. So when you said that, it actually is development.
Yes. Yeah. It is leadership development. That's really what it is. It's leadership development. It's influence. It is definitely about influence. So one of the things too, Laticia Nicole also has an event coming up in September as well, but she does a lot of stuff. So I want people for you to tell them about your background, because God has gifted her with a lot of creative gifts, and you would think like, how does she do it all? Because in the middle of this, she's also working on her dissertation.
Right.
So tell them how it started and how it's going.
All right. Well, the way it started is I'm a registered nurse by trade, registered nurse, nursing home administrator by trade, which I'm not working at this time. But what I've done is I've created another stream of income. I believe that we're supposed to be working in all of our gifts, not burying one of them, right? And so I actually contract myself out to nursing homes when they need help putting together policies and speaking life into their employees, and increasing the morale and helping with retention. I also, and Pam just put me out there, y'all. I love it. I also have my own, and it's right here actually, my own tea, detox tea and vitamin company, vitamin C, turmeric, and ginger. And that came about when I contracted COVID-19 on last year. And so I've been helping people keep their immunity up. I am also the CEO founder of Speak Life Transformational Institute, where I am a certified life coach, helping people with their confidence and build their business and shift in their mindset. And I thank God for Pam because she is one of those. She is Queen Accelerator. Okay. And on this April, I also released Speak Life magazine.
Very good. I love that.
Look, I'm not done. I have, I have my own eyelash magnetic line via Blink Beauty and my own lip gloss. Speak life to your lips. You can put joy, peace, happiness, anything that's speaking life. I am an author of 8 books, and I also have my own Speak Life 90-day abundant living planner.
I love that.
What else do I do? I do a lot. And again, I'm a wealth builder, and I help people create wealth by one, speaking life into their life and letting them also work by spreading hope, helping other people pursue empowerment. So if I missed anything, charge to my
I've like
And a mom and a wife. How long have you been married?
Oh my Jesus. I've been married for 23 years.
Yes.
To an amazing man, Antonio Carlisle Beatty, with our 2 amazing boys that is in Georgia. They both in college and playing football.
Okay, I think either your phone is on or turn your phone down. There was a little echo. Yes, she's got the 2 boys. One of them went off to college, and we saw the tears and everything.
Yes, you saw the tears when the baby went off, and then we dropped the oldest child off, and y'all saw me say, "Skirt!" I like zoomed off.
This year, Laticia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
what school were they at?
in Georgia
What school?
at Georgia Prep.
Georgia Prep. Okay.
I have a quarterback and what they call a tight end, and they're both getting ready for their season. And I have scouts already looking at my baby boy. He is All American, and my oldest child, he decided to go back and play football. They both are amazing. I'm not just saying that because I'm their mom.
He wants
To them boys.
What would you do? So does he want to go to the NFL?
Yes.
Okay. So are you ready to be an NFL mom?
I'm. Can't you tell? I'm ready.
She ready. That is it. But one of the things is she holds a clubhouse every morning, a prayer. How long have you been doing your prayer line?
January the 9th, 2022 would be 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah, so 7.5 years consistently. And when I started out, I just wanted to learn the word of God myself, right? I was building myself up. And as I was building myself up, I was preaching and teaching others, didn't even understand I was at the time, because at the time I wasn't called a minister, even though we're all ministers of reconciliation. I didn't have the title. And actually, Lord, forgive me, I didn't want the title, because let's talk about that later. So, and years went on later, and I began, I gained the title of minister and now evangelist. And so consistently every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you might as well say every day, because I'm always I'm a praise team leader, and I'm always speaking life. And now I have clients that I can speak life to. So that's right. Listen, don't bury your gifts, because God give you the gifts so you can multiply.
That is so true. And that is so true. And one of the things too, she started out as a registered nurse. She came from Detroit, went to North Carolina. But when you went to North Carolina, tell them what they were telling you about your grades.
Don't you love Pam? She'll tell all your business.
She bringing it all out. Might as well just pull it all out there.
I write all the books I can. Yeah. So in 1992, I'm telling my age, but in 1992, I actually came to North Carolina with $15 and 4 outfits. And
I bet you they were sharp, though.
It was. And went up to the chancellor and asked him, could I attend his school? And I know they're like, who does little girl think she is walking up to me? But I had confidence at the time to walk up and say, can I attend your school? Because my best friend was going, and when we didn't want to leave each other, and I was just crying, and they had me test. You guys, I tested in all remedial classes. They labeled me and called me remedial. So I was in remedial math, remedial English, remedial, I mean, just everything was remedial. And Pam heard the story before. They pretty much, they labeled me dyslexia. They labeled me that oh, she can dance. I actually was the first person to get a scholarship for the band to dance because I could dance, right? Detroit, everybody from Detroit can dance, I believe. Pam, forget it. But anyway, so they labeled me, but I'm gonna fast forward. They labeled me, but I didn't believe in those labels. I am now, as you heard Pam speak, I am now working on my dissertation for my doctoral degree. And I have my master's in business, and I graduated the top of my class in nursing and went to university. So even though I was labeled at Livingstone College, because they gave me a foundation. I transferred. They didn't even have nursing, Pam. They didn't have nursing as a
major.
Yeah, as a major, and I was there majoring in biology. What was I going to do in biology? And I transferred as an in-state transfer to Winston-Salem State University, started all over again for 4 years, 96, and graduated.
Oh my God. That is, you were speaking life. And it's one of the things where it was, you said you ran from the label, but we're always called. And the people who are called, they sometimes run from it because they know it has so much responsibility. But think of all the people whose lives you've transformed because you did walk into that calling. That's really like the main thing. It's never about us. It's always about someone else. But sometimes it's just like, can I just be a regular person?
I said that, Pam. I said that when my pastor, she said, first it was a leader in training and then a minister training. I said, can I just be Laticia Nicole and speak life? That's all I want to do.
She said, no, that's not going to work. Right.
Going up,
I'm not the one that called you. That's what she said. She said, honey, I'm not the one that called you. I said, yes, ma'am.
I want to go back to something you said real quick. When you started off talking about the various things that you do, and you said that you believe that we should, pursue all of our gifts. Can you tell us a little bit how you went about that? You said not just one. How did you go about, how did you know how, what plan did you have to go about it? Because there's a lot of people that, want to pursue a lot of things. And I believe we're all multifaceted. However, you have to start somewhere. So how did you manage to get all those things done that you're doing right now?
That's an awesome question. And I like to go back to the book of Ecclesiastes 3. There's a time and a season for everything, right? A time to embrace, and time for refrain from embracing, a time to live, a time to die, it's a time and a season for everything. Mm-hmm. And I believe when you stay in alignment, and this is my belief, when you stay in alignment with the Creator as you go through your process, you'll know what's supposed to be birthed at that time. Mm-hmm. Because of the time and a season for everything. Mm-hmm. So when I'm speaking life, I'm not speaking life to health, wealth, finances, and mind, body, and soul all at the same time. Mm-hmm. If God have me speaking life into your mind, right? I'm talking to those things like have no anxiety, don't be depressed. I'm going down to the root cause of childhood trauma, right? Mm-hmm. And so, which then if he had me speak life into your finances, okay, we can put them together. But they won't occur at the same time. It can be a cause and effect. But when I created the Speak Life Tea, right, it was because I had COVID. Right. When I created the 90-day abundant living planner, it's because I'm not good with I was not good with time management. So I figured whatever God allowed me to go through, I can get through and help others through if I create something to help them. But it's all at different times.
I really appreciate that response, because I think it's important for those of us, particularly, Pam helps, and as well as I help people to not only discover, and uncover their purpose, but to pursue it. And sometimes there's so many things they want to pursue at once. But as you're saying, one season may bring about this pursuit, and then you just continually add on, as opposed to coming out the gate with 5 different things. So I thought, that's what I really wanted you to point to, because you didn't do it all at the same time. You kept building. And something new would come to you, and you would continue building and continue using your gifts. So I thought that was important. Pam, you want to touch on that? Because I know that's something that you often talk to people about.
Doors opportunity will open for you. And so she can sing, but is she going to try and make a CD right now? She can, she can dance, but is she going to do like a video? You know what I'm saying? It's just, she'll do TikToks. I see you doing the little TikToks now. So, I mean, God doesn't waste anything. Yeah. And when we are brought on stage, she's brought on stage to really speak life. She knows and reads the audience and kind of understands who she's talking to and what message God wants her to deliver, to speak. And she does that. And so one of the things when she's on Clubhouse, she's talking about marketing and PR and branding in the speaker PR and branding room. If she's on her morning call, obviously she is leading like a minister. She's teaching the word of God. She's with her Source 360. Is it Source 360? She's talking about how to really build wealth doing that. I mean, so there's different things. And then obviously she's a nurse. So she knows about how to really build your immune system during this pandemic. She pulled together all of she researched, because of her background, that biology major came in handy in terms of studying science, of really putting together the tea. And then obviously she was telling me one of the things about Laticia Nicole, she's relentless. So she's not really techie, right? So a lot of times it's like, oh my God, techie. So she has been working on that website and doing the darn thing. So I looked at that website today and I was like, she put it up there. All her media interviews and everything are on her website. I said, you got to put them up. She figured it out. It's like, okay, I could do this, this, and this. Obviously, this website is not going to challenge me too. She figured that part out too. If you could work on a PhD and do what you're doing, you can figure that website out. You do not let that defeat you. You speak life to every area of your life and do it for others. So that is key. But we do have to know the different seasons for when to do things, because if not, it'll just be a hot mess. It'll be a hot mess.
Yeah.
We would never do anything complete.
Y'all don't let Pam fool you. When she tell you to do something, that means you figure it out. You get it done. Okay? Don't let Pam fool you. She sent me something. She said, get it done. And it took me a minute. And I stayed at that computer. I said, Lord, I can do all things through Christ Jesus. I spoke life into myself.
Yes.
So I knew it 2 hours later. It was done. I said, hallelujah. And what I do, I screenshot it. And I sent it to him.
I had it. I was like, there you go. EUR Web, if anybody knows, it's like a really, really major site. It's been around forever. Lee Bailey, he's from Detroit. He started this site. He's a former radio guy, and then he started this electronic urban report. And so she's on there. It gets like over 1 million unique visitors a month.
What's it called again?
ERU Web, EUR Web, electronic urban report. ERU Web. .com, I believe it is. And she's on there, and it talks about her story that Cier wrote. And it's really one of the main things that is really major. And so because it is a spiritual Christian piece, it was important for her to really have that shine there, because it could see sometimes it's like, oh, well, she's just a church girl, whatever. But it's like, no, she is a person that's empowered by God. And she's a Jesus girl, and look at all the wonderful things that she's doing. And so that's one of the key things that I love about her, that she's unapologetic about her faith. Unapologetic. The same thing with a lot of speakers, T.C. Cooper as well. We have a lot of speakers that are unapologetic about their faith, but that's their superpower, right? It's their superpower. Yeah. That's what is the wind beneath their wings. So I just love that it's, you got like a little shade room kind of gossip on the website, and then you got Laticia Nicole. So it's like, oh, okay, it's like, well, there is a better life over here on the other side. Yes, it is. It's a better life. You don't have to be looking at all the gossip and all the craziness over here. But in the middle is this light, and you were the light. The cover itself is very different, right? You're in the mode of prayer. And then also too, the cover story that Cier wrote, it says manifesting the abundance of your life, in this prayer, which is very unusual. But I think more people are tuned to really hear and get centered about what God is really saying to them in this season. You know, you talk about time and season.
Mhm.
This is the season for this. Now, if we did this maybe 2 years ago, not so much. But since the pandemic, since COVID, people are really like, you know what? Where are the answers? Where are
Well,
the answers?
right. Let's just say people are now catching up, because the truth of the matter is she has always been who she is from day one. And she got a lot of pushback for that. But she couldn't help but to be who she is. And that's the beauty of it. And so, the rest of the world is catching up, but she has been, the minister, the evangelist. She has been that from day one. And that's why she was able to grow, because she was relentless. Like you said, Pam, she's relentless. She would not allow anyone to deter her from who she was and what God had given her. And that's the beauty. And that's part of her success too. Her being so authentic about it, her just having the confidence as to, this is what I'm supposed to do. Even if she's not sure, she just know, this is what I'm doing now. And let's just see how it goes, because none of us know for sure, right? We may be moved and guided by spirit, but that's what leads us. And for her, it has led to nothing but success. So congratulations over and over again.
I'm glad you said that. And I actually, I shared on Clubhouse, and this was maturity. So I'm letting you guys know this now before I say the story. I shared on Clubhouse how when I first started speaking, and I was invited to speak places, and people would tell me, I know you love the Lord, but when you get up on my stage, don't say God, don't say. And I said, well, you don't want me there. You don't want me there, right? That's when I first started to speak. Yep. But then as I matured in the things of God, and I understood that this is kingdom and there's a language, and I didn't have to say God for people to know that I was talking about the Lord. And so I started to tell my story and give the Lord glory, right? And people they can see themselves in your story. They saw themselves in my anxiety and depression and okay, brace yourself, and wanting to commit suicide in 2011-12, right? They saw themselves in my story as I used the word of God to speak life into myself and look in the mirror as a reflection and say, Laticia, you can do it. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are blessed. You're healed, right? And so I allowed themselves to see me naked and unashamed in my testimony, right? And so in what I didn't say
didn't have to say God.
12:11.
Right.
I said 12:11. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of our testimony that we didn't shrink. No,
you would have turned off a lot of people because they were like, okay,
them off. Yeah. I just told them my story, which was I was depressed. My husband and I was separated, and my children were little, and I'm in North Carolina, and I'm a Detroit girl in the North Carolina world, and I didn't know what in the world I'm doing. Like, my whole family is in Michigan, and I'm like, oh my God, here comes Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I'm by myself, and it was crazy, right? And I'm telling them what I was going through and how I was thinking, and people could relate to that. But then they also, if I'm gonna tell them the story, because I didn't tell them from a place of pity, but from a place of power, you got to give people a solution, right? Mm-hmm. And the solution was the words that I was receiving to empower myself to get up. Get up. And some people can relate to get up, get out, and do something. That's right. I was empowered to get up and live, not just live, but live out loud, live so other people that were going through the same things that I was going through, right? That can look at childhood trauma. Yeah, I'm talking about it today, and can pick themselves up and say, you know what? I am not my circumstances. I am not my past. I'm gonna get real deep here. I am not rape, molestation. I'm not the rejection. And so when I started to tell my stories, other people got healed as well. And that's why I started writing. Pam?
That is it. Oh my God. I love
think
that.
There's a huge conversation here about authenticity. And I think sometimes it can be very challenging. We're here in Black Speakers Network, and we're always everybody's trying to carve out their voice, and everybody, wants to be successful. And I think it can be a little tempting to want to mimic the success of other people and start to take on attributes as like, oh, well, Les Brown speaks like this, so Lisa Nichols does it like this. So this person, built this big platform, they did this. And so like trying to like mimic versus creating and standing in your authenticity. And I think it takes a while to get there. You really have to be at a place where you see the value in yourself. You appreciate the things that you bring to the table that actually separate you from the rest of the world, and also are okay with not necessarily agreeing or needing every opportunity. Like that one statement that you made about someone saying, hey, you can't do this, or you can't talk about God, or you can't, and like some people are afraid to say no to opportunity because maybe there's a check attached or what have you, versus really leaning into and standing firm as the person that you are, realizing that there are more opportunities that open because of that. Like there's only one you. There's only one Brian, one Pam. Like, and I think at the end of the day, your ability to do that really cements you with the opportunity to reach out and attract the tribe that you're really supposed to serve.
Mm-hmm. One of the people that I realize that I am attracted to, and they don't have to always be preachers, even though I do love preachers and I do a lot of work with preachers, but people who are like Jim Rohn, maybe, that one of the great speakers, but you could tell that his language was really based on the word of God, and they just have that light about them. And so all the speakers, and you go through any of them, Laticia Nicole is in this one, but any of the speakers that are featured in here, from Elizabeth Atkins, definitely is very spiritual, to Gerard, who I used to go to church with as well. He's a youth speaker. But he did this book called The Rockstar Speaker's Playbook, Christian, Vera Thomas as well. This is their secret superpower. Sandra Gandy, I don't want to be going through it, Brandon, because I know we're going through it, but that is their superpower. And so when you look at some of the speakers that we love and we model, we emulate, all of the Black pastors emulate Dr. Martin Luther King, right? Even you hear this out of sometimes Cornel West or Eric Michael Dyson, Reverend Eric Michael Dyson. So a lot of those speakers are speakers because God is using them as a mouthpiece. That's really, God is using them as a mouthpiece. They don't have to be in a pulpit, but he's using their words to be the mouthpiece to go make the change, make the transformation. And that's like really it, because even if you are a comedian and you're using your words, sometimes some of the comedians can be transformational comedians. There's a lot of, Cier Shepherd is a good example of that. She is hilarious, but she's also, at one point in time, she was a comedian at our church. She was at our women's conference. So, you have to know how to use your gift the best way, and you'll have success when God is helping you use that to transform lives. That's the purpose. We're talking about purpose and brand. That's really one of the main things of just really knowing your purpose and where you stand in this whole lane of the speaker business. It's a business.
I'm sorry. So I like when Laticia too said it was maturity, when they said don't use the word God. So, maturity, was it maturity the word you said, Laticia?
Yeah, I had to grow. I had to grow up.
Maturity, right, and growth, because she realized, okay, you can't, what she had to say, she had to say. She just had to consider how to say it in a language that was acceptable to them. And that took the maturity, that took the growth. And then back to what Brian mentioned about, sometimes it's a challenge for other speakers not to adapt another speaker's style. And what I want to say to that too is when you're really living in your purpose, trying to emulate someone else is so uncomfortable. Right. So it is when you fully step into your purpose, you're comfortable with who you are. And until then, there's nothing wrong with appreciating other speakers because they're all great. Right. But to try to be someone, that must be the most uncomfortable thing to try to accomplish. And you just won't be successful about it. So, yeah, it's important for us to know, be confident and come to know who we are. Like Laticia said, it's more than just, I like to say more than just surviving and living, but live out loud. And when you find your purpose, you are very comfortable in that space, and anyone else's space will not suit you.
I love this cover. Oh,
Yes.
it's one of my
Yes.
favorite. It's so beautiful. Photo by, give it photo shout out credit.
Oh yes, Kim Mazin.
There you
Kim
go.
Mazin in Atlanta, Georgia. She's one of my
Yes,
faves. I adore her. I love her. She does amazing work, and
yes.
she'll fly all over to come to you.
Kim is amazing. Kim amazing. Love it, love it.
What's
There's a article on
what's
the
the
cover that
background?
says, "Do you really know your audience?" I wonder who that's by. That's by Brian. Because so many times we have to know how to speak the words for our audience, but do we know them? That was a good article, Brian. And then how to pack. People are flying all over again. How to pack for your speaking engagements like a pro. So I guess you must have did that, Laticia, because you're out there in National Harbor. So you had to put that suitcase together. And
Yeah.
Brian, you just came back from the DR, so packing is important.
It is. I was like, I didn't have to speak, so that helps
Yes.
take away a layer of complexity because you're trying to make sure you got like chargers and like suits and like options. Like all I had to pack was like swim stuff. So it was
I
easy.
love it. I love it.
He's bragging.
SpeakerCon is coming up. I'm excited about this. This is coming up in November. The beginning of November, Dr. Sherwood is doing this the third year in a row. The first one was in person, second one was virtual, and then this is the third one. So it is a hybrid, I guess you would say.
It is a hybrid. The first day, the gala is going to be on November 4th. That's going to be live in person event. Trent Shelton is going to be the keynote speaker there, and BSN. We actually have we're going to be sponsoring the networking portion of that evening. So we'll be there live with a bunch of BSN folks, and then we actually have some discount tickets available as well for the SpeakerCon speaker portion. November 5th, 6th, and 7th is virtual and it's free. But if folks want to get to the gala, Cheryl opened up additional space. And so we actually have some discounted tickets available for that as well. But I'm super excited about SpeakerCon 2021. It's going to be a beautiful event with a lot of folks being recognized and awarded from across the speaker communication. Pam and I are past award recipients, and it is a beautiful event.
Oh, it was such a
What
beautiful
state is that
award.
in?
That's going to be in Virginia.
Virginia?
Yeah,
Arlington.
Arlington, Virginia.
Someone asked, how can they subscribe? So basically, they go to speakersmagazine.net. They can subscribe there. You have to see a big thing. I want to say some of the speakers, George Frazier, our mentor, he did the foreword for Speak Up. You see Dr. Stacia Pierce. Little people know that was my pastor for about 11 years. She's one of the speakers. She's talking about manifestation, Laticia Nicole. She's talking about manifestation. Yes. So that's one of the ones as well. And you see, obviously, Les there, he did the afterword for Speak Up as well. So it's a great event. And we're one of the sponsors of that as well. So there, the website is there, speakerconconference.com. The branding accelerator, you see Laticia Nicole is up there first. You see Yolanda Spearman. I'm so proud of them. Dexter, Dr. David, Demirius, Rodney. You know Rodney, Rodney C. Burris. So they are doing the thing. They have been pushed in the pool. We talked about accelerator. They have been pushed in the pool.
Not only in the pool, in the deep. How about that? In the deep. Forget the pool.
It's like, you ready?
Really the ocean.
We ready.
Maybe the ocean.
Well, I saw Rodney. He just served as a judge for Speaker Slam, which is an organization out of Canada that does quarterly online speaker competition, and then also was featured in the Afro, which is here in Baltimore. So
yes, front page of the Afro business section.
That's what happens when you hang with Pam. Like you
and go through this program right here. That's the value of this
program. Go through the program. Right. It is. It's very intense. It's 12 weeks, and if they could take it, they can make it.
Amen.
Insane.
I love that. They can take it, they can make it.
Yes. And then Faithpreneur just happened last month. She has so many testimonies. We had Dr. Stacey NC Grant on here last month of the cover, and her conference was phenomenal. She did it. It's a hybrid. Again, we're in this whole season of things are here and people are doing the social distancing and that sort of thing. This particular one was really talking about how we are to use our words to make a difference. And that's really like the main thing. Use our words to make a difference. We're in Clubhouse. The brand accelerators run the speaker PR room every evening at 9 o'clock in the speaker PR branding club. And so Laticia is there, Dexter Demirius, and so it's really been life changing for a lot of us. We're finding our voice and finding our tribe that is looking for our voice. So it's been really, really good. Yolanda Spearman, there she is, voiceover artist extraordinaire, coach and author, relentless execution. And one of the things about the Brain Accelerator, I put people in the group that I know would vibe. And I knew Yolanda and Laticia, Nicole would vibe, but they really vibe. So they really do. They are such how do I say, they're such hype girls for each other. I just love it. They really are. So that is one of the good things. I'm sure it's a lifelong friendship from that as well. Yeah, so she's doing good. She's the voice of Wayfair. If you ever hear the Wayfair commercial, that's her voice. She's a national commercial. So she teaches people how to really get started in voiceover work.
That's amazing.
Yeah. This is packing for those speaking engagements. Oh my goodness. This lady here, she approached me and she says, "Can I write an article for your speakers magazine?" I said, "Well, we need to have articles that really, feed our speakers. I mean, it just can't be some hype." She says, "Well, how about packing?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's me, because I can't pack." I try to bring everything. So she gives you some tips on that. Sandra Chaney, she has been out here doing a long time, nonprofit consultant. A lot of speakers have nonprofits, and she speaks on that as well, how to really start your nonprofit.
Yeah, that's
you have a business for business and then a nonprofit. So a lot of speakers do have nonprofits.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you have that too. I forgot about that.
Right.
Yeah. I feed the elderly and clothe, and since 2013, Purpose Professionals is normally Professional Divas. That's what we started out, but I learned that you can't go to Africa saying Professional Divas because they'll think you're a devil, and so we changed it to Purpose Professionals. And one year the mayor in New York got involved, and we fed over 6,000 families.
Wow.
Including Lansing. We had Waters in there. It's been amazing every year.
That is it. And so a lot of speakers may want to look at contacting Sandra about doing a nonprofit because it is a way to really do your ministry work or your charity work doing that. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Well, and this too, Pam, it goes back to your belief how important it is for speakers to use their platform for good. So,
yes.
You definitely have to give back and pour back into the community in which you come from, and which is feeding from you too.
Mm-hmm. This one is manifesting the abundance of your life. I love this picture.
I love this picture. Yes.
I'm always so impressed with like the layout of the cover stories in Speakers Magazine, because this is like even the way it's like faded in and stuff like that. Like this is like.
Shout out to Miles. Is it Miles? Right,
yeah,
Pam?
Miles is my graphics guy. He does all of the layouts. We the end of the month is about right here, and we're at this point where we go through our thing.
Hair pulling. Plate throwing.
Yes, it is. It's like, okay. We love each other like 3 weeks out of the month, and then the last week we are not friends. We just get on each other.
I promise, Pam. I said, Pam, I promise I will not give you a heart attack anymore.
Oh my goodness. No, it's good. Just deadlines. It's just monthly. It's just a monthly. So you gotta do it. I love the picture that Kim Amazing did with all your products there. It shows your creativity of the children's books, the journals, the tea, all of your products there, and you just look really comfortable in that creativity.
That couch looks really comfortable.
Thank you. She came to my home, and
yes,
that's why I just feel so comfortable. It's so funny. I'm about to let out a secret. The one that I have praying hands, my cat would not get off the couch, so we had to cut the cat out the picture.
Well, wait.
That cat be trying to take over.
We know how important that cat is, but just look at the picture on the right, though. That looks like nothing but abundance, right? It fits the the theme and everything. But Nicole, Laticia, we know how important that cat is. So that cat deserved a shot and a shout out. I gave the cat a shout out.
You did.
Dora.
I love Dora. She does what she want to do. She's queen.
I like that one little video you put on your Instagram or Facebook. I can't remember, where Dora was like, "Get off the couch," and she was looking at you like, "Please, I'm not moving."
And there's a video embedded in here too.
Yes, that is one of the videos. I think that's the video from your award ceremony. Remember, that was the one that I liked. Yeah, that was the one that talked about your award ceremony that you did.
Oh yeah.
World Class Conversations with Laticia Nicole. Oh, so that was one of your podcasts. Yes. So you were actually interviewed. And so I like that particular video because you were very raw, like you always are, very raw and real, very authentic. When we have other videos, I'll put the other video to the left, your speaker reel. So for right now, this one was really good. She has a lot of podcasts. So one of the things that I said, let's get them all together and put them all on one page. So yeah, I had another client do that. I said, write down all the places where you spoke over the last year. And she didn't really think that she did a lot. And when she put them all down,
oh yeah,
oh my God,
when you see it all out, that's why you got to keep track of your stuff.
You do,
like
you really do.
You work way harder than you get yourself credit for a lot of times.
Yes,
that's one thing that I will be doing. I will be putting Speakers Magazine on that page.
Thank you. Yes, definitely. The article by Cier Black, for sure.
Now you got a link to your ebook down here too.
Yes.
So people can download that. So I think that's really cool.
Thank you.
All right.
So this was one of the people that was in my Ready, Set, Go Speak program, Vera Thomas. She was just wanting to tell people that, the podium is not your friend. And really what the whole thing of it is, it's like, don't stand behind it like it's a bulletproof vest.
I love that.
That's true. So, like we see that a lot in Toastmasters, like a lot of on Toastmasters, they call it the lectern, so but it's kind of like, I think, a training wheels for new speakers, because you kind of like, you can hide your nervousness a little bit, you can put your notes on there, stuff like that.
You hide behind it, exactly. You hide behind it, and that's not good. That's not good.
You're right. It is like training wheels, because after that, no speaker wants that on their stage. They want to be able to navigate the entire stage back and forth.
Mm-hmm. This is Jared. Jared is obviously a very energetic speaker. He is over the top. He speaks to youth. We both went through the same mastermind together with Dr. Stacia Pierce, and found out from doing that his mom and I went to school together. So Angel is his mom, and I'm
not surprised about any more of your connections.
Like 5,000 people.
Michelle Obama and I had coffee.
It's usually 6 degrees. Pam only needs 3 degrees.
Right. I
was like, Angel was your mom. I was like,
that's my cousin.
Yeah. So Angel is we're so proud of Jared. He is really, really doing good, and he is one of those people that did a TEDx talk in Orlando. So he has Orlando speakers or something. So if you're in Florida, you need to look up Jared. He's a really cool guy.
Yeah, no, he seems like he got as a youth speaker, you really gotta bring that energy and
that energy. That's the perfect photo of him, jumping in the air. That explains him in a nutshell.
That's what a brand shoot does. Exactly. Yep. Okay, there's another guy that's like, he's on the scene. Do you really know your audience? So that's a brand shoot right there. Like, someone caught you doing that. That is really, really cool.
This was our first.
Was that your first conference?
I think so. This was technically, but it was like our first big event, because when we started doing BSN events in 2017. We were in little libraries and stuff, and it was like, okay, well, they were like little meetings, almost similar. Mm-hmm. They were like the first version of our speaker development classes that we do virtually now. But this was our first thing, and this event venue we were at, called the Startup Nest in Baltimore, is actually Black owned. Ooh. And we were the very first event ever. They were still like painting, like they were still doing
Oh
construction
yeah, that
stuff in
you
the
were the very
background.
first.
They were like, you can still do the event, and we had like 50 people there.
Wow, that is so cool. I love to see the growth, and let it. It's just really amazing. I like how we're sharing with everyone that you start where you start. Just get started. It'll grow from there. Just really get started. And you could have said, "Nah, we're gonna wait till it's perfect," but no, just get started where you are. I love that. I love that, and that's a great shot. It's like there forever now. Jesse Cole. Jesse is one of the people that have been in my mentoring programs as well, and Jesse is doing really well. He's doing like the Kingdom Mogul podcast, I think it is, but he has been unabashedly unashamed about his faith as well. So if you follow Jesse Cole speaks, Coach Jesse Cole, he will definitely, he speaks to men, and he really speaks to them about kingdom, the kingdom message, and really just making sure that young men grow up and know who they are as kings, young kings into real kingdom men. So yeah, I love Jesse. He's from Detroit.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
he got that Detroit swagger.
And Elizabeth was on our clubhouse last night. Her eyes were wide open. She has a master's degree from Columbia University in journalism, and we were talking about real publicity and fake publicity. So I was really talking to her about what does a journalist see from their side of the coin. And Dr. David Walker asked her in so many words, like, "What do you see about journalism today? How do you feel about it?" She says, "Oh, I think it's just atrocious." She says a lot of journalists now are just really saying so many opinions now. And she says, when I was taught in school that you should be really objective, and everybody's so subjective now. She said, so I write books. So her thing now is she really helps people ghostwrite their books. You know, she does she did a book collaboration with Billy D. Williams, which I was so jealous of at the time. I was like, really, Billy D. Williams? Okay. That's like the heartthrob back for me back in the day, right? And she's done a lot of, she does, you know, ghostwriting for mayors and a lot of African Americans that are high up in achievement. So she ghostwrites their books. So that's what she's doing now. She left her journalism career, not so much working in the newspaper business, but working now as working with books, ghostwriting books.
Well, I think part of
I
think part of the problem with journalism is there are more media kind of outlets than like ever before, and they're all in like a rush for like content. So like they all, like everybody can't be first to break a story. Everybody, you know, is trying to figure out. And then when a lot of traditional outlets are converting to digital, everybody's trying to figure out a model of, you know, should this content be behind a paywall? Do we need to run ads? Like, how do we actually
monetize it?
And so like the fact checking and the journalistic kind of standards, I feel like have fell to the wayside. And because it's there, everybody's trying to be in competition to be first and just get the most eyeballs, and then, you know, being right is almost like secondary or tertiary.
I think there's a difference though, that there's a differentiation between media and journalism. Right. Because journalism, you know, you've gone to school like Elizabeth, and, you know, and you are concerned about facts, and you are concerned about not being opinionated. And media is just to, you know, put information out there, not necessarily doing the fact checking, as you mentioned. So there is a difference. And I think that has waned even, you know, but, you know, that's part of media. And it's important now that's why I think PR is so important, because when you know, with media, anybody can show up in digital space. But when you have the PR, the journalistic viewpoint behind you, that carries heavier weight. And that's why what Pam does with her people, it's all about, you know, getting journalism, you know, getting that PR perspective and helping them to validate and bring out your credentials. So I think there's a difference, you know, and I think that's always going to be the same. But that's even more so why to really invest in PR activity.
Mm-hmm. Credibility is key. Credibility is key. And one of the things Elizabeth was, and I was this journalism major too, is that we were always taught ethics and integrity. This whole thing about, you know, buying awards or buying, you know, fake publicity and saying, you know, the little logos up here you were seeing at ABC, NBC, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, Elizabeth was like, what? I was like, yes, girl. She, you know, because she's like, I didn't believe it. Or even publicists and things like that. Publicists that work for a particular publication, And then they also are the publicists. So it's like, oh, I can get you in this such and such magazine. And then you look and they're on the masthead on the payroll. I'm like, how you double dipping like that? That ain't right.
Oh,
Pam,
wow.
the first time I saw that, because I knew someone who was actually doing that, saying that they were on ABC, they were using that. And I said,
Let me see the link.
legal? Yeah, I'm like, can you really do that? Because my background is journalism too. And I didn't think that that was right, but so many people do it.
Elizabeth,
and they try to leverage it. But real journalists and publicists know, the amount of credibility that has.
One of the things that Icy said, she said Icy's a producer in the DMV area. She was on the Clubhouse, and she also said, she says, you know what, when we see that you are on those, what they call those fake sites, she said it lowers your credibility and we don't bring you on the air.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So she said that. And so I was like, ooh, okay. I said, where do I give you money?
I want to put a plug in for you, Pam, because this is why it's so important to get a real coach, a PR coach that knows. And when I think about journalism, I think about research, right? I think about scholarly, that means facts. And when I think about media, I think about your opinion. And as I'm learning to write scholarly, I can't put my opinion in.
No,
right?
you can't.
So it's either it's fact, it's a research, and you have to have you have to have proof. And so I believe with all of these different outlets, as you spoke of, Rand, people don't have to have proof. They can make up their own media.
Oh, they do all the time. And if you're going to write a story, you have to at least have 3 sources to verify something. And that was like one of the things, you got to have 3 sources. And that's why it would take longer to do a story. But then when the internet came on, it was like, we don't have to do that. We could just cut it out here. Right. And I told him, I said, this is not the shade room. This is just the room of the Clubhouse. Okay. Right. I said, but I will throw a little shade to those folks out there that thinking they were doing real journalism. I said, she has a master's degree in journalism from Columbia University. So,
and just to carry that thread, when I think about blogging, because I write for people, ghostwrite for people, there's a difference in the intent of that blog, because even your blog, you at some point you want to make sure that it is journalistic. You are doing a research and you are putting that information out there. So even with that, and I think both are okay. Depends on the intent, how you're using it, because now we're getting into the content strategy, how you're going to use that piece of information, that piece of content. So it's okay to write not at such a high level, but when you are wanting to position yourself as an authority, you want that high level writing, you want that research, and you want that credibility.
Credibility is key. So this right here, if you go around the corner to Mahogany Books, Laticia, Nicole, you'll probably ask them for this book that should be there on the stands.
I have that book.
You do. That's right. So that's one of the things. It's I'm Speaking Now. It's Black women telling their truth, which you do, and really just about stories of love, courage, and hope. So I knew that would fit you because you always spreading hope.
Yeah,
that's our issue.
Outstanding as always.
Pam Carey. Yes,
I know.
Love it. Another great issue.
This is one of my favorite. And see how those colors kind of blend. You see that, right? Yeah.
I just got mine in yesterday.
Oh, you got yours too. Oh, good. I am so glad.
I did. I recorded it. It's all on Facebook for y'all to see when I first got my phone.
You got about 300 of them, so you got a lot of them. For your event. Oh, you didn't talk about your event.
Yeah.
That's why she has so many copies.
Right. For September the 11th, all of you guys are going to get a copy of the Speakers Magazine with myself on the cover. I'm so excited, and all those amazing people inside. So September the 11th in Durham, North Carolina, 212 Foster Street from 12 to 5 p.m. We're having the Big Hat Brunch. Yes, Big Hat Brunch, Beauty in Business edition, right? And pretty much this event is for all of those that aspire to be business owners, those of you that are small business owners, and those of you that, you want to support business owners. This is also for you because right now we already have 30 vendors, and all the business owners and guests are going to learn how to scale their businesses, right? I did how to implement implement and evaluate and assess. I'm not going to give everything away, how to plan and how to execute in their business. So you won't be rigging no more. You'll truly be either a LLC. I said it. I said you won't be rigging. I could have said something else, but I didn't. And so you will have a true business, and you'll know how to position your business. So you could have got some of them PPP loans without feeling like you about to go to jail. I said it. I did.
When do tickets go on sale? Because I have several people waiting. I hate to say this, but after we had our interview, I was like, guys, this event September 11th, so they are waiting. Are tickets on sale yet?
Tickets are on sale now.
Tell them where we can get it. Yes.
And you actually can go to LaticiaNicole.com. You can go to LaticiaNicole.com. And when you go to LaticiaNicole.com, and Pam working with me on this because it's supposed to be easier than this. So you need to go, you need to go into the store, into products. That's right. And you will see the Big Hat Brunch. And if you want to have your business there, if you want to be a vendor, please contact me, LaticiaNicole.com. Get on my schedule. Let's talk about it, because you too can be in the room with your business so you can learn how to position yourself for prosperity. Let's speak life into those businesses at the Big Hat Brunch. And yes, we're having that big hat contest. And when I hope when I come in the room, I don't hit y'all with my hat. It's gonna be
well, you know what I sent you this morning, right? I sent you the thing about the fashion contest.
Yes.
Okay, so I want you in there.
So you haven't put your event page up yet? Or are you gonna
go to blogs? Go to blogs. Yes. And there's so much in blogs. Thank God to my coach. Okay. Yes. You're gonna see everything. Go down.
That's happening too, right there.
That's happening right now. Right now, for those of you who want to write about your toxic habits,
there we go. There we go.
And then that lady Melissa Wade is with Praise Radio Station too, as well. So that's the same station that Erica Campbell is on the
everybody.
Yes. And Willie Moe Jr.
Yes, exactly. Willie Moe Jr.
Laticia, right? I may sneak up on you.
Come on.
You wanna? So this is an in-person event in Durham, North Carolina on September 11th.
Yes.
And let me help somebody. Let me save somebody's life right now. This is a space for 500 people, and we stopping at 100 because. Right?
Social
500 people. And yes, because I'm an RN, we will have testing on site for those of you that would like to be tested as you're coming in the door. Yes, and you're the 15-minute you must wear your mask, and we will
your hat.
They should do. Is there like a hat mask combination that you can use? Connected?
That would be sharp.
She'll probably be creating that tonight. Okay.
I sure will have speak right across my lips and across the brim right here, all across.
That's it.
All right. So if people want to register, you can do, and you're still taking sponsors also.
Yes, we are.
Okay, cool.
Registration at Bitly Big Hat Brunch 2021.
This is dope.
Thank you. Praise God.
This is so dope. Here's the tickets right here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's hot.
Cool.
All right, cool.
I love it. All
right, well,
I'm going to be going on looking at airfares and things like that. One of those things is just like, she was like, I'm an RN, you're gonna be safe. I'm like, you know what, let me go and check out some flights.
I think a lot of people are going to really appreciate that. But seriously though, a lot of going to appreciate that.
Yeah, with her being a nurse, and then that tea just builds your immune system, so I've been drinking it anyway. So that's one of the things. Just it does. You have to build your immune system. Now if you're sickly and things like that, you're taking a bigger risk. But if you're healthy, it definitely is one of the things, and you need to boost your immune system with things like that. Natural things.
Well, I think the trifecta is, like you said, so we're really 4 things. So, vaccine, if if you're not vaccinated, you probably shouldn't be trying to go to anybody's event.
No,
but
I got that.
Vaccine, masks, which you already said is there, social distancing, and testing. And so, those 4 things, that's really all you can do. You can't
I love it.
shut down the world necessarily.
Laticia Nicole ain't playing. She's like, I got the mask. I got the mask.
Can we get some? I want one of those masks actually.
Yeah.
That is cute.
We got
Can we buy the mask at the event?
Absolutely. You got you got it in red and black. Y'all don't play with me.
I know what I'm doing.
She's from Detroit. She's born in Detroit.
I want to invite you in Black Speakers Network to talk about creating like a physical product suite, because you are just like
that's a gift of hers.
Yeah, that is like you are selling like half the stuff you're wearing right now is for sale. Like, and that's amazing.
Right.
Speak life, honey. I got everywhere.
Lipstick. She said eyelash. I definitely love eyelashes. So let's do this.
I think of beauty. I got a whole commercial. Are you tired of looking busted and disgusted by the eyeballs? Nasty.
Especially if you got to wear that mask, at least have your eyes together.
And be a blink of beauty. I know that's
Well, one of the things that Dr. Stacia's, one of her first products that really took off was nail polish. Superstar nail lacquer. It sure was. Her and Ariana, her and her daughter. That was a pastor, right? Like, but women wear nail polish. So yeah, it was actually in the swag bags at the Oscars and things like that as well.
What about what would be a good product for like men? Because I feel like we've been selling shirts and that's been cool, but I feel like I want something like, I feel like we're kind of simple. Like, should I be selling like pocket squares? Like, should I be selling?
I got you. Let's consult.
Mark loves baseball hats. So, but don't sell him no more because we can't put no more in the house. It's like, how many of these hats you gonna buy?
I believe in
like thousands of them.
Everything. He said, whatever you do, that's a hobby of yours. But what the world is doing is a business. You should own it. So that's why I own travel. That's why I own my lashes. That's why I own my lip gloss. I mean, that's why I own everything that I have. I own, right? And so, and I'm about to give you this for free, right? And I want you to, those of you who are in stocks and everything, go in your refrigerator, go in your closet. And if it's there, you need to own it. Go buy stock in it. Own it. Own it. I might not drive a Tesla, but I own it.
Yes, that is good. I teach that to Aubrey as well. Like, don't just be worried about this, buy stocks in it. Yeah. That is so good. That is so good.
We are done. Do you have, I want to turn it over for like final takeaway thoughts. And then I know you're going to go downstairs and drop some more knowledge. But let me go Cier first, then Pam, and then we'll come over to you, Laticia, that we will.
Yes, let her definitely close it out. I just want to say congratulations for making the cover, Laticia, of Speakers Magazines. It was a pleasure sitting before you and hearing your story and having the privilege to write about you. I was definitely moved by not only who you are, but what you do and how you pour into women. So although, I am not one to travel, I am going to make my way for your event, because I think not only for me, but it is going to be well worth it. And the gifts that you are pouring into women, and I saw some of what you've already done. I am looking forward to working with you in the future. But congratulations on that, and Pam Perry, congratulations on another wonderful publication.
Thank you, Cier, for writing the wonderful cover stories that she does every single month. I also want to thank the people that came on our live, the BSN. I see Coach Carter, Liana Carter over there, Kent Library Guy Wade. Of course, we always see our guy over here, Cynthia Hickman. She came on. Jesse Cole was on. Oh, Eric Holmes. Shout out to you. He's always supporting, giving us comments. Thank you all so much for joining us today. So again, go to speakersmagazine.net and pick it up. You can get it downloaded free, or you can subscribe as well. And make sure that, we see you on September 11th in Durham, North Carolina.
Pam, you gonna meet me there?
Yes. I'm gonna pick up these flights right now. September's gonna be busy.
That's right.
We got to get ready.
I started putting everything on Amex. I'm like, yo, I need these points. So we can start racking it up. But
Yes,
but
yes, that's
but I
important.
agree. This is always fun. I always look forward to this every Saturday. I almost feel like we should change it to this week. I know it's kind of late in the month, but
Because we
Yeah, no, this is really hard because I'm
right.
in the
just
process of doing
all right,
the other one.
just kidding. Never mind. But yeah, so
Give a little shout out about this book. This book is gold. Okay, Brian, this book is gold. It's on Amazon. And this was our first book as an anthology. And if you are really want to dominate the speaking industry, make sure that you pick up this book. This was a brainchild of Brian, and he put this together. And it has what is it, 30 something? How many speakers in here?
32. Yeah.
32 speakers. Right. So if you want to know all about the speaking business, this is the book to get. It really will. They tell you the real deal. So I just want to make sure that you say that.
Yeah, Speak Up book. I think, yeah, it was designed to be something where you could pick up to say, hey, how do I get started in the speaking business? Or if you're already speaking, you're just like trying to put all the pieces together, just read it. And you don't even have to read the entire book. You can go right to the chapter that you
Right.
need for the
Right.
specific thing that you're working on, and then you're good to go.
I just opened to this one little page, Brian. It says, just start with your names. It says, how do you best describe your target audience? Who do you know in your target audience from the following connections? From your classmates, from your employment, from your place of worship? What kinds of organizations does your target market belong to? This was, I open right to your page, right? Like you give them a list. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is it. And then just basically the people closer to you in your network should know three things: that you are a speaker, your area of expertise, and you're actively speaking and looking for speaking engagements. How about that? Yes.
Nice
Send
and
them a note.
concise.
We,
Yes.
Right.
Let them
we
know that
laid it
you're
all.
actively seeking.
We laid it all
Most
right there for you.
yeah. Most speaking engagements come from people that you know in your network. So
There it
you
is.
have to let them know that you're looking, and get in the magazine.
So
How about
Laticia,
that? Let them know that you're ready to be booked. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying,
It's a feed through,
So
the whole network.
Laticia, we can come to you. Final thoughts, takeaway message, anything you want to share as we close out.
This has been so amazing, and it's been truly a blessing and an honor to work with the Pam Perry. It has been a dream of mine. I told her that since 2015, I believe that's when I first met you. And to all of those that are listening right now, I just want you to believe in you, not just believe in you, but also bet on you and invest in you,
Mm. Mm.
right? So into you, so that can grow into a harvest. And this is what you're seeing in me. And as it's growing, other people are eating from my tree, and then they're growing, and then people are eating from their tree. So you're looking at a manifestation of my expectation. Everything that you see, even with products, speaking life to health, wealth, finance, career. This is what you're witnessing authentically, unapologetically. Me, Laticia Nicole Beatty. Back to you.
Love it. Love it.
There it is. Well, we are out, guys. Thank you again so much for tuning in. Ladies, always a pleasure having spending a part of our weekend together. And Laticia, it's such a pleasure. Keep on doing amazing work. Keep shining. And yes, let's connect so we can, bring you onto some of these BSN stages and drop some more knowledge. So to everyone, have an amazing rest of the weekend and keep speaking up because your audience awaits, and we'll see you on stage. Have a great day.
Bye.